And of course today we've made our way down to the Ampro Yamaha garage and headquarters, I guess you could say. And we're going to be talking with new Ampro Yamaha rider Layne Michael, who just finished up his first round on a Yamaha, and going to get a take on of course what took place this weekend and what led into the weekend and everything that's going on right now. Layne, welcome to 10 Seconds, man.
Yeah, cool. Thanks for stopping by.
Not a problem. Really like what you guys got going on here. Pretty nice shop. Pretty good thing going on for you, it looks like.
Yeah, it's been good. Coming on board this year, it's been a learning curve a little bit, but it's been pretty smooth. Randy's been super helpful. Corey, my mechanic, and even my teammate Mike's mechanic, they've definitely given us all the attention that we've needed to kind of get things rolling and get the right things on our motorcycles to go out there and be able to do our jobs to the best of our ability.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are wondering what was the first race like on the Yamaha for you.
Yeah, it was the first GNCC was good, honestly. Like, the bike was great. I kind of don't have anything to blame but myself. Just put myself in a good position early on, and just unfortunately it's kind of my memo here past couple of years. Just one big mistake kind of derailed it a little bit for me. Kind of clipped a tree or I didn't clip it, I ran plumb into it on the second lap, and it just kind of mangled the bike a bit. It took me a bit to get it all situated. Front brake was all bent up, so but I ended up getting it fixed, and honestly, like, still had a good second lap, like, kind of pushed back up, kind of caught back up, but just never fully bridged the gap, and I kind of just settled into a not so good pace for a couple laps and just lost touch, and by then it was kind of all she wrote. Then my teammate actually ended up catching me, and I rode with him, but still just kind of wasn't gelling too good, and he ended up actually pulling away a little bit. And my last lap was good though. It was a little late, but ran him back down, caught back up to Grant, and then we almost caught Ashburn as well. But like I said, it was just too late. So just gotta figure out the middle part of the race. It's definitely we're a lot better spot than we have been. I physically felt great. Obviously, the middle part of the race, I didn't push as hard as I could have, so obviously there's going to be a little left in the tank. But I don't know. We'll work on it. I'm trying to stay positive and not bumming out about it.
There you go. Frustrated probably more than anything, right?
Yeah, definitely frustrated. I mean, I just came across the line, and like I knew I left too much out there, and I'm not making excuses by no means, but like I did kind of, my stomach was a bit upset, kind of didn't have solid.
You think nerves had a little bit to do with that? Because I mean, dude, there was a lot of pressure on you coming into this weekend. I mean,
yeah,
I put a lot on you. Not just me. I mean, just probably the whole industry, really.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely got to step it up this year. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about that. But I really didn't. I mean, I was confident. I really was, and I still am. Like, I'm confident in where I'm at, how I'm feeling, and physically. It was just a little bit. I don't know if I ate something, but like, it just wasn't. My stomach was pretty uneasy, and it kind of dissipated there at the end, and I was able to kind of get back up to speed and how I was riding. But no excuses. Like, I should have mustered through it better than what I did, and it's just something that I'll kind of pursue into the next race and kind of push through it a little better. So overall, I mean, you look at the result sheet, it's not great, but I definitely felt like I should have been top 5 for sure, and I really felt like without a big mistake that I had, like I was gaining traction on even Ricky when I had the crash. So obviously it was so early in the race, you can't say anything, but I'm pretty confident moving forward.
That's good. I mean, you do have a lot of positive built off of it then, huh?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's good. Like I said, the bike was great. Like, there was no issue with the bike all day. It was just kind of, I mean, there's an issue, but it's because of me. Like, right. So the bike worked great. I felt good all day. Nothing changed throughout the race. So a couple little things that I think I can do to it, like just some clicker stuff to make it a bit better. But overall, man, it was a good first race overall.
Good. Now, Well, was it frustrating whenever you saw Mike catch you like that?
It was, but
Inspiring at the same time, maybe?
yeah, no, like I mean, it is frustrating to see actually catch you for sure. But I put myself in a pretty big hole,
Right.
and
Kind of expected, I guess, with what the incident that took place, maybe, right?
yeah, I mean, I didn't expect necessarily to get caught because I still, like in my mind, I thought I was riding a little better pace than I think I was, but I mean, Mike was on it. He got 5th overall, so I mean that's not bad.
Right.
at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
It's
Exactly.
phenomenal. So
Yeah.
so no, I mean Mike rode good, and obviously he got me, but you know I felt like I was coming on at the end, and I left, like I said, I left a lot out there, but yeah, Mike was riding phenomenal. It's awesome.
You know, I know you, and I know a lot of people know you. You're probably one of the most physically fit. I mean, you train as hard as anybody. I think in the off season, in your training sessions, you've got some of the quickest lap times and as quick a lap times as any of the top riders out there, maybe even quicker than most of them. What's the difference? I mean, in the training. I mean, we always expect, and you know, since the youth days, we've always expected to see a little more out of you. And I'm not trying to beat you down in any way, shape, or form, because I'm trying to build you up. To be honest with you, because I know you've got a lot of potential, and I think not only potential, but you've got good opportunities now to live that potential. But you know, I mean, how frustrating is that to know where you're at in the off week, and then come to the race and the results not show it?
Yeah, I think a lot of that, I mean, it's just mental, a lot of it, and it's something that I've definitely struggled with, and I've been kind of open about it to people. Like, I mean, I know I'm fit, like I do just as much, if not more, than a lot of people. I know more is not always good, but I feel like I have a really good balance with training, riding, and feeling fresh on the weekends. So that hasn't been an issue. It's just I let a lot of little mistakes kind of derail my race, and kind of happened again this weekend. But it was a lot, like I still pushed. Like I felt like before, if I had done that, lost all that time, like I would have either had another big crash just pushing too hard, or I would have been way outside the top 10. So to make that push and still, I mean, top 10 is not where I want to be. 8's not where I want to be. Like I want to be a podium guy, and it's just we're getting there. Like it's small steps. Like it's tough. Like it's not like an overnight switch to be up there. And you know, there's been a lot of years of uncertainty, a lot of years of, you know, always having to rebuild from something, where this is the first year I have had a healthy off season, got through the first round, still healthy, like obviously a little banged up from my crash, but like, I mean, I'm healthy. So that's huge. And I mean, it's nice to have a good group of people around. Like Randy came up to me and like, he wasn't bummed. Like I was bummed, and he was like kind of lifting me up a little bit, like telling me like when he saw me in the woods, like he could tell that I didn't just give up. Like I was still pushing, and that the fire was still there. So to me, I felt like I didn't give up, but I felt like I kind of settled when I should have pushed through. So
Right.
there's still a little bit I need to
And
find.
that's the good thing about, and that's the positive side of, you know, what I'm talking about leading into this. I mean, being in a good place, in the right place. I mean, Randy has a lot of experience as a team coach, a mentor. He's a Hall of Famer. He's an enduro champion multi times. I mean, he knows how to win races. He knows how to win championships, and I think he knows how to build champions also, and teach you how to win. I mean, so that was going to be my next question. What was obviously he's building you up. I mean, did you guys have a long talk? Was it something short?
Yeah, we talked quite a bit after the race. Kind of just Randy, my fiance, and a couple other people may have been around, but like they weren't bummed. Like I was expecting them to be a little bummed, because they saw, you know, how I've been riding the bike, and you know, they've heard kind of how I haven't had like a bunch of one-on-one time with them up here. Like I've been in Florida a lot, and I mean, practice and racing is completely different, but like I'm right there with the guys in practice. So obviously, like just when it translates to the race, it's a kind of a whole different pressure and scenario. But I just gotta I gotta figure it out. I mean, we're better for sure, and we're getting close. And there's days that things are clicking, and I feel like once that little piece of my brain like switches, like I think we're gonna really be onto something. But we're not far off. It's nothing big. We're gonna figure it out. I think in a couple weeks it's gonna be a lot better, and we just keep working forward.
Have you had it? You said the first GNCC, and I noticed the way you said that. That kind of implied to me that maybe you've had some other races under your belt. Did you do some national enduro or any local stuff or anything?
I did. I'm doing the sprints this year as well, and the first one went good. I ended up third overall for the weekend, but I had an issue there where I broke a rear brake pedal off, so I felt like I left second out there. Obviously, Caleb was really on it that weekend, but I was able to beat him a couple times in some tests. I think I was the only one that weekend to beat him.
Right.
So that kind of reinstates like the speeds there. But yeah, we just gotta translate that to the GNCCs, and it's something that I've struggled with ever since I've moved up to the 3 hour. I'm kind of a smaller guy, so I don't know like nutrition. I need to find maybe some different stuff to kind of help me, because I feel like I get a little weak, but I mean, everyone's doing the same thing. Like, it's gnarly out there. So, you just don't quite think I've found the best thing for me yet. And I mean, like, it's been going on for a while now. I mean, we've been on a big bike for 7-8 years now. So we need to figure it out. It's been a while, but I mean, like I said, a lot of things have come together, and
there's a lot of positives.
Yeah, we're getting very, very close to being where we want to be.
Now, how did this deal all work out for you? From what I understand, I know you were riding the Huskies last year, and from what I understand, you were kind of like a guinea pig doing a lot of R&D stuff.
Yeah, I was. So when I left Coastal the first year, I kind of had a deal with Husqvarna and KR4. So like I had a contract with Husky and then another contract with KR4. So the one with Husky was pretty good. Like it really set me up to where if I produced results, I could like had a really good chance to end up on the factory team, and just kind of just didn't work out. Like I just kind of didn't produce the results when I needed to, and kind of got kind of just used it up. Like I just I mean the deal got cut in half for this year, and I was unhappy about it, but then when I looked at it, I mean, I understood. Like, it's like, I mean, I was making decent money for being on a satellite team, and, I have some of my own deals, and, like, I just wasn't producing the many results to where they'd need to keep me. So, I understand, and it kind of lit a fire under me because I was pretty loyal to them. Not that they weren't loyal to me. Like I said, they still had an offer for me, but it just wasn't too great. But I really wanted to go out and show. Like I didn't want last year to be it, and luckily, like Yamaha stepped up and Randy, and we got a deal, and it's been, like I said, phenomenal. But I really wanted to prove that you can do it on another bike as well. Like I feel like a lot of people's looking at KTM and Husky as the premier team, which I mean they are, but they also just have two of the best riders as well. I feel like if you put those guys on any bike, it'd still be same results. So I want to show everyone, and Mike's already stepping up huge and showing that the Yamaha is a great motorcycle, and I want to be the one to get it back to where people want to say they want to ride for Yamaha. When I was a kid, like, I wanted to ride for Yamaha. Like, that's, I think, a lot of us. And, as the years, obviously things change, but, I mean, this is a great team. There's a lot of good things happening here, and, I just want to get back up there. I want to be on top, and I want to win bad, and, I just got to buckle down and get it done.
Stick around, we'll be back in just a moment with more 10 Seconds and Layne Michael.
Did you know you can save up to 25% and receive free shipping on great AMSOIL products with their preferred customer program? AMSOIL also has special pricing arrangements and free shipping for commercial accounts such as trucking companies, loggers, landscapers, and businesses like yours. Or if you have a business and would like to begin selling AMSOIL products, you could qualify to participate in the AMSOIL retail account program. You could become an independent AMSOIL dealer and build and grow your own profitable businesses. For more information, call John Coffey, your full-service AMSOIL dealer, at 877-694-4763 and leave him a message.
B&R Motorsports Racing Engines and Suspension is a family-owned business with over 15 years' experience working on motorcycles, ATVs, dirt bikes, side-by-sides, and snowmobiles. B&R Motorsports strives to provide the best customer service, products, and prices. Check out their website at bnrmotorsports.com and find an extensive inventory of parts for the YZ450RX, the Raptor 125, the Can-Am, and Can-Am side-by-sides, wheels and parts, and shocks, shock parts, and springs, and more. That's B&R Motorsports.com.
So you ready for snowshoe this weekend, Brandon? Are you? That's cool. Stop, Billy. It's supposed to be pretty nasty this weekend up on Snowshoe Mountain. Stop it, Billy. I'm pretty pumped. Put the brakes on. DP brakes. Good enough to stop my ATV, his ATV, and hell, it'll even stop a Billy.
Welcome back to 10 Seconds. I'm Rodney Tomlin along with Layne Michael as we are here at the Ampro Yamaha shop in Travelers Rest, South Carolina. Layne signing on with the Ampro Yamaha team here in 2020, a brand new deal and a brand new decade, brand new season, lots of exciting things going on for him in his career and for the fans as well, as there's a lot of changes in the GNCC. And speaking of changes, you know, Layne, you're a product of GNCC racing, basically. I mean, you may have been born on the trail for all I know.
Yeah, it's I started at a young age in GNCC. I think I was probably 8 or 9 my first race, and it's been a long time racing GNCCs. And it's like you don't think about it as a kid. Like you're going out there to have fun, and then as you get into it and progress, obviously things get a little more serious, and you start to look at things different. But man, just to grow up in GNCC and the family atmosphere, it's definitely one of a kind, and it's I feel like it's raised me to be very intelligent and well-rounded human.
So tell me a little bit about the youth career. I mean, you come in at 8, 9 years old. You were racing against some pretty big names even at that time that are big names today, I think.
Yeah, Stu and I battled for, I think it was a 65 championship, and I think he edged me out. It's kind of hard to even remember some of them. And then there's a lot of good guys. Chris Meadows and we battled a lot. He was another one that was really good, and I felt like he just didn't quite have a few opportunities that some of the other guys have had. So, but there's a lot of good guys. Walker Fowler, about when I think my first year that I raced full series, I think Walker won the championship in the 65 class I was in, maybe. So it's kind of cool, like to look back at all the guys that's won that championship and kind of where they've ended up. Obviously Walker, he changed complete spectrums, but yeah, it's cool. There's a lot of good guys and a lot of champions that's came out of that.
Yeah. So you work your way, you have, make friends, build a great talent, no doubt about it, through the youth ranks. You enter into the amateur ranks and the big bikes. That was a pretty eye. How old were you when you went to the big bikes?
I think I was 15. I don't exactly remember. I was a small kid. I mean, when I was on Super Minis, I was definitely probably one of the smallest until kind of the last half a year I was on them. But I think I moved up. I don't think I had to move out yet. when I moved the big bike, but I went straight to 4-stroke A actually on a 250F off a mini bike, and I was probably a little naive at the at the time. Somehow I talked my dad into it, but it was good.
Did you get results on it in it?
Yeah. I think I won a few and battled with Scott Grills for the championship, which he ended up getting me. But then I kind of transferred over to 250A on the 2-stroke, and I stayed there for I think for a year, maybe 2, and then kind of debuted in XC2, and it's kind of where things kind of got a little unraveled for me. I felt like I moved up maybe a year too early and kind of just got beat down a little bit, and then just kind of
lost in the shuffle kind of.
Yeah, and just kind of I never fully got like a year of winning on a big bike to get that confidence, and I feel like it just kind of always getting beat down and getting beat by guys I didn't feel like I should have gotten beat by. Like, it was tough at a young age, and I'm not a very outspoken person too much. Like, I keep a lot of stuff kind of just locked in and kind of think to myself on a lot of stuff. But yeah, I definitely think it took a toll. I feel like if maybe I would have went 200A or something and like won a championship on a big bike, like that would have done dividends. But being young and a little naive and just kind of maybe rushing a little too much.
It probably hurt in trying to develop sponsor relationships too, I imagine.
It did, but that kind of time frame where I was, it was pretty tough. Like, his kind of economy wasn't as good. Like, a lot of the guys that won youth championships prior, like, got either a satellite deal or a factory deal. I mean, like Corey Buttrick, Caleb, they weren't like full factory, but they had the PG when they had the team, and it was like factory supported team. But a lot of times in XC2, like back then, there wasn't the factory teams necessarily. I think like Cowie may have had one, and then maybe Yamaha they had Thad and Walker, but I felt like, because in that generation you kind of had Stu, Grant, and myself, like we were all super close and moving up at the same time, and Stu and Grant were both, when we moved to big bikes, obviously they were better, so they kind of got first dibs, and I was on a KTM, so just kind of got left out to dry a little bit, and there kind of wasn't much for me to kind of be able to get. But my dad always did a great job at supplying me with obviously enough stuff to win. It's just kind of hurt my ego a little bit as a kid, kind of not getting kind of what the competition was. Yeah.
And I'm sure, I mean, that's a stigmatism that's probably stuck in your head a lot too. I mean, you mentioned beat down a lot, and things like that. I mean, do you find yourself sometimes just, all right, well, that's just the way it is, so there's no sense in even pushing any harder at this point, I'll just settle for this today?
Yeah, I was real bad, I feel like, at that kind of the past few years. And like before I got hurt last year, like I was, and there's no sense for it in a way, but I just felt like you get so accustomed to being at the races and doing this, doing that, like I never appreciated it, and it was just kind of like what I did. So I was pretty mentally done kind of with racing. Like I just kind of wasn't making the money I wanted, I wasn't getting the results I wanted, and it was frustrating to put myself through all the training I was doing to get the results I was getting.
Right.
Like it wasn't adding up, and I wasn't having fun. I was still doing the work and riding, but it just wasn't. I'd get to the race and like I wasn't wanting to race. And it sounds weird to say, but like me getting hurt last year and missing all that time, like was probably the best thing that could have happened. Luckily I'm healthy and no lingering issues with that, but like it just kind of, I sat there for whatever, 4 months that I missed of kind of riding. I mean, got hurt, came back, and like had to injuring it like again, just never healed and re-broke, and kind of had to sit another 5 weeks out. Like it was a good thing for me to sit there, and I really thought about, you know, what I wanted to do and what I wanted to accomplish, and you know, we're taking those steps to get to where we want to be, for sure.
Made you hungry again, didn't it?
It did, and you know, there's no sense to why I wasn't. It's just, you know, everyone's wired different, and you know, I like the lifestyle of racing. Like, it's pretty awesome, you know, life. You get to live and travel the world and, you know, do all these things, but I was just honestly taking it for granted, and wasn't showing up when you really need to. And I realized, like, if I don't, then, you know, you're not going to be doing it, because you're not going to have a job. So that's why this year is pretty important to me, because I want to solidify, you know, a long contract where, you know, I can just focus on doing this rather than fighting for a job every year. So
Right.
just want to go out and, you know, ride my races, and I wanted to do that the first GNC, and unfortunately it didn't go as well as I wanted. And but it's different than the years past when I'd have a bad race. Like, I just kind of be over it and like didn't care. But you know, it's got a fire under me right now that I didn't do good. Like, I wish we could have raced again today, but but we'll like I said, there's a lot of positives to take away from the first race, but definitely not even remotely satisfied. It was a pretty moderate race, for sure.
That's good. I like to hear that from you, and I'm one of those that's in your corner. I'm going to tell you. I know I kind of made you maybe not feel like that today with some of the questions and some of the things that I said, but really I am. I feel that you, like I said it on this weekend whenever we talked at the races. You're in the best possible place that I think you could be, and especially at this point in your career, because I think that it's time for you. You're ready to accept the knowledge that other people have, I think, and to listen. And I think that's one of the most important things, and you can't be with a better teacher than what you got right now, I believe.
Yeah, Randy's, like I said, it's great. Like, he wasn't, you know, harsh or bummed at all after the weekend when I talked to him. He was pretty more upbeat than what I expected. Obviously, I've never been in this position to have, like, you know, the guidance of these guys. Kind of like, if I had a bad race, like, it was just me. So to have Randy to kind of bounce some things off, and, you know, the whole team was good about it. It's definitely motivating, and you know, I want to do good for them. They want to do good, and like I said, I got a lot to prove, and I haven't done it yet. But you know, I'm looking forward to being able to do that, and you know, be one of the top guys. It's a big step, but I want to do it. Like, the window's shrinking, so I want to go out and definitely get the good results. And like I said, but there's a lot of people that want to see it, a lot of people that's maybe, you know, giving up on me, and it's fine. Like, it doesn't bother me. I wish more of them would say, like, something to fire me up more, because that's when I've had some of my best races, is when someone said something pretty negative to me and I went out like, oh, I'm going to prove this person wrong. Like, there's been a couple of those races, and yeah, I wish I could unleash that every race. Like, it seems like the magic ticket. But I can vividly remember a couple times when people said something, and obviously I was an XC2, it was a bit different, but you know, I went out and could dominate the race. And you know, unfortunately, I'd only do that 2-3 times out of the year when I was my last couple years in XC2. But you know, we just haven't really got that transpired yet in the Premier class, but we're getting there. I feel like it's super close, and yeah, we'll just keep grinding away and trust the process.
Any parting shots, anything you want to say, talk about that we haven't?
No, I mean, I think it's pretty good. I mean, just definitely grateful for the opportunity that Yamaha's provided me, and Randy, and you know, all the team. You know, Corey, teammate Mike. He's been a great riding partner, and obviously he's riding really good. So it's looking up for the team. I just got to produce the same results he is, and we'll really make Yamaha look good. So we'll get there. Got a good team, great group of mechanics with Lucas and Corey, and yeah, we'll just keep grinding away. We'll stick to us, and we'll get them to the results.
That's Layne Michael. This is 10 Seconds.